there was this one night, she just tell the girl, say, then if this person XX, right, contact you all to go out for drinks, don't let. 1 month or 2 months later, our HR suddenly say, okay, all the departments, all the bosses have to give me 1 hour within the next week. We're going to conduct a department-wide briefing about anti-sexual harassment policy. So I'm like, wow, whoa, okay. I think you put 2 and 2 together, I think something happened lah. What's up?
And welcome to our coffee shop. I'm your host, Mate. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the KopiBros Show presented by the Chit Podcast Network. Now, for those of you that are tuning in via YouTube, any sort of podcasting platform, hi again. Thank you so much for giving us a try, for giving us a listen. We're just a Singaporean duo that are reacting to the
news.
Speaking of news, I'm joined by someone that had a bath reaction watching someone else bath. I'm joined by Yong. Yong, how are you doing?
I'm doing better today, I think. Because I was popping out at Causeway Point and business wasn't really very good. So it was a very, very long day.
Oh, okay. Me and Brandon were there on Friday, I think. Because we were filming
the shit
for the COVID. Yeah, really. Yeah,
what the shit?
The Zero Health. Yeah, if not, we have gone and visit your booth and stuff like that lah. If you can see from our thumbnail, you know that this week we're going to be talking about Singaporean news. So we try to do a news episode once a month. And I just want to get your opinion about this, Yong. Do you feel that in comparison to the other months, right, this month got more nutty things? And not just in Singapore. I think outside of Singapore, there's a lot of weird news stories and stuff like that. Like we saw like the Uniqlo manager go and film people at in the Japan.
That one's just sick.
You see that one also?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that one was
crazy. Because I subscribe to Mothership, so yeah, 70% of the things on their Telegram is like, I don't know, it's meant for reads only.
So as you can see, this week we're going to have a KopiBros news episode. We have 3 very crazy stories that recently happened in Singapore. And I think sadly, we're going to start on a rather disgusting note. So for some context, on October 31st, 2024, a man vomited on a downtown line MRT train in Singapore, causing major concern for a lot of passengers. Video footage that has gone viral. It showed him leaning against a window with liquid steaming down his shirt and pooling on the floor as the train approached Bedok Reservoir Station. Now, this incident was reported at 3:45 p.m. and the man remained on the train until he reached Expo Station, where the staff assisted him and began cleaning the affected area. The train was subsequently taken for thorough cleaning and disinfection. Now, I just want to get your opinion, Jing Yong. You saw the viral video?
Yes, quite disgusting. My initial thought is, what happened to this guy? Like, why can't he hold his vomit in?
This is only up to speculation, because I think up to now there has to be no news as to what was the reason why. I think he maybe went a bit too hard the eve of public holiday. Do you think?
Funny story. This actually happened to me once. So, when I was working part-time...
Threw up in the train?
No. I almost threw up in the taxi. That time there wasn't Uber yet. It was like, I was working in a Vietnamese restaurant, if you remember. My manager was a very nice guy. We stayed after work. We had drinks. He made me drink my first stop. And then, accompanied with that, we had curry. I tell you, that's the fucking worst combination ever. Then I remember taking the taxi home. The uncle was like very happy because like it was like 1, 2 a.m, and normally taxi drivers, they drive, they like, nobody talk to them. Then I started talking to him. He's like very excited, Then I could feel that he's driving slower because he want to like talk to me more. Then halfway through, right, I can feel the vomit coming out. Then he still start going on this rant like, taxi driver now very hard, our life, then still got people vomit, you still clean them. Like, I feel like telling him, uncle, you don't drive faster, your life is going to be harder, man. Just going to vomit. True enough, I alighted. The drain just beside where I alighted, right, I vomited there. Oh my god, and then I felt better.
Oh, I think the vomiting, even though it is disgusting, right, it really does relieve your body a lot. Just to get it out of the system. Yeah, like just purge the chemicals or everything. I was reading it as it's my favorite line, the downtown line. Actually, I want to ask you, right, what's the weirdest thing that you've seen on a train?
Weirdest thing I've seen on a train? Wow, off my mind, I can't really think of anything. Yeah, not really. How about you? Have you seen anything weird on train?
I do like witness once in a while there's like some weird thing that happens lah. But I'll never forget, right? There was once I was on this train, and then I was sitting across from this guy, and then the whole time, right, this guy didn't say anything. He was just like this uncle that was carrying like those tote bag. I think it was UT, Like we were going from the Orchard side to UT, like to the Jurong side, because I need to alight at Choa Chu Kang. And then when he got off at the UT, right, he just stood up, then he like that there. For no reason.
What?
He just left the train. Then I was like, oh, okay.
What?
I understand. I also don't like the red line. but I think very good the way that the SMRT responded lah. Like they quickly go and get the guy settled in, then they bring him to go and get help and stuff like that lah. So good on them. But speaking of the 31st of October, another interesting story was released on the same day, and it involves simians, aka monkeys. On 31st of October 2024, a male Eastern black and white colored monkey named Mikhail, like Mikel Arteta, I don't know, was spotted at Villa Verde Park in Choa Chu Kang, Singapore, after escaping from the Singapore Zoo 6 months earlier. Now, a passerby noticed a crowd gathering and alerted authorities. The police and personnel from the Mandai Wildlife Group and NParks worked together to recapture Mikhail. And then he was safely tranquilized lah. And then around 1:45 p.m. on November 1st, they returned him to the zoo, where he was found to be in good health. Now, interestingly enough, the zoo is reviewing its protocols to prevent future escape. And Mikhail's initial escape, a lot of it was attributed to perhaps changing social dynamics within the group. I've watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes, right? This is the exact same plot. Okay, I'm just telling you. Mikhail is Caesar and he escapes first to slowly do reconnaissance for the rest of the other monkeys. Monkey virus, all of a sudden very popular. Monkeypox.
I think I find it fascinating from the perspective that every time we go to zoos, right, I always think like, wow, these animals like living damn good, like enclosed life lah. Yeah, but you don't have to hunt, don't have to what people feed you. Then this is the first time I hear like, this is the first time I hear like, I'm like, so you're not happy being fed? Like there are more to animals than just like eating and just like surviving,
I come to work, my colleagues don't really like me. Let me change my job, work from home. For 6 months, he sort of like did his own thing. Like he went out and then he go and survive.
Yeah, I think Singapore, the good thing is that there are really a lot of trees around. Trees are fruits are all these kind of thing. Yeah.
Did I ever tell you the story about how this monkey went into my wife's like grandparents' house? Did I tell you before?
No. Oh man, okay.
My wife's grandparents and then my wife's like auntie, right? They stay on the same floor, like side by side next to each other. So it's really like you just walk across the corridor. It's like you get these two houses together lah. So one day, right, my grandmother was in the toilet and then she heard something like rattling around in the kitchen. Okay, so she then popped open the kitchen, right, and saw that there's this very big monkey rummaging through all of the cabinets, So it's like opening, closing, everything like that lah.
Wow.
And then ended up eating flour there. So you just take, then you just start eating it, whatever lah. Then all of a sudden, right, it got bored in the house. Then it went over to the auntie's house lah. And then in the auntie's house, right, they were playing mahjong like in a separate area, right. And then the monkey just sat on the couch. They just sat down on the couch. Then everyone like, what the heck? There's a monkey like watching us play. And then because the monkey was eating the flour, right, they thought it was an old monkey. Because like those old monkeys, they look like, oh, I got aged skin or whatever, right? But it's actually because the mouth is full of the flour in the like around the mouth area. So eventually, how they got the monkey out, right, was my mother-in-law was playing mahjong. She took a broomstick and then sort of like battered the monkey and chased it out of the window. Wow. Another thing that happened, right, is that after they chased it out, the monkey came back, like a few minutes later, because I feel it was like they feel that they were territorially, they lost so they were trying to go and oppose again. I stay with my in-laws, right, if got a monkey come to my house, it's okay. Because my mother-in-law very steady.
I feel so safe, auntie.
Yeah. The last story that we're going to be talking about, speaking of effing around, our last story is a rather scandalous story. News recently surfaced that a vice principal resigned after allegations emerged of an extramarital affair with a parent of one of his students. Now, Yong, did you read about this story as well?
I was in Germany when this broke out. Then, like, the few publishers were sitting side by side. Really? Then suddenly, the publisher A like suddenly say, hey, you got see this news or not? Like, what happened? Say, oh, this vice principal resign, you know. Then publisher C say, hey, don't worry, let me go Reddit. I'm going to find out who this is.
Yeah, if you go to Reddit, you can find which school he's from lah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
the amazing thing is the thing didn't stop here, because the next day, his own wife actually went to the news and released all the evidence that she had and say, yeah, I'm the wife. I can show you all the messages that he texting this fool. This is the bitch that is sleeping with my husband, this kind of thing. I'm like, wow, this one is really like drama, you know.
Yeah, it's super dramas, yeah. So I will give some context to the story for those that do not know what happened. This story came to light following an email tip-off received by Shinmin Daily News on October 17, which included intimate photos and chat screenshots. A woman claiming to be the vice principal's wife revealed she discovered the affair, which she believes has lasted over a year, only recently. And then, as Yong said, she produced evidence, including jewelry that her husband gave to the parent, and claimed that he tried to destroy evidence by smashing his phone. Now, she only began to suspect something was wrong a few months prior when she noticed that there were changes in the husband's behavior. And he often claimed that he had no money while he was still buying gifts for other people, which raised like her suspicions. The affair then became public among the parents at the school, who expressed a lot of shock because I think they knew the vice principal as somewhat of a friendly person. And then MOE confirmed the vice principal's resignation and stated that the school leaders are expecting to maintain personal high conduct standards. So the ministry is currently looking into this matter at the school. And I just want to ask you, when you were reading the text messages, right, what was your opinion on the matter?
If you tell me the messages belong to like a 20-year-old or 30-year-old, I like can believe, you know. I just felt that, wow, this one is like, I don't know, like you dating for the first time, like in such a while, like so steamy. Oh my god! I'm like, then you put the face to the messages. I'm like,
I think it's very interesting, right? Like if you see the messages, right, you can see both contexts of how this guy behaves. Because the first part, right, is that there's one part where he was saying like, thank you for the beautiful meetup today. I am the next secret in your heart. We also agree on the below mentioned today. Number one, not to cut each other off on our IGs and Facebook. Like he went through like a proper, like writing minutes for meeting, that type of like, like a report, this kind of things.
If I'm not wrong, he's the vice principal of administration, that's why.
Oh, okay. So he has to be somewhat structured lah. He's good at being structured lah, in a way.
I guess, yes.
It's also very fascinating, right? When you get to see both sides of the spectrum, right? It's like one, he's very prim and proper, then he like very, very neat in it. But when he want to, like when the steamy side of him want to come out, right? Then you can tell it's like that. Wow, he turned into like some animals, yeah.
I didn't go through all, but oh my god.
But the interesting thing, right, is that the star of this whole story, right, is the wife.
Yeah.
Wow, I tell you, because hell have no fury like a woman's cons, yeah. Like when a woman is angry, she really got no control.
Correct. No, because I do feel that if you are the victim in this like triangle relationship, right, the worst thing you can do is keep quiet. Like, I think an expose, speaking to somebody about it, you know, getting it out, right, even if it's vengeful, is the right thing to do. Because if you keep it inside, I think the only one getting hurt is you, ma.
Yeah. And maybe it's like not say necessarily an expose, but if you do need to talk to somebody lah, in a way, right? Because if you hold it inside, it will just fester and then become worse and worse lah.
Yeah,
man.
Unhealthy.
But she was really like, I don't give a shit about your careers, yeah. Like, I'm going to ruin your career, no? Like, there's sort of... there are some people, right, that they will want to hold on to the status of like, okay, we are still in a happy marriage, even like a good public image and stuff like that. Like, yeah. But she did not care. By chance, do you know any scandalous stories in your school?
Okay. My old workplace have.
Old workplace have. Okay, so, nice.
Yeah. Okay, just to give everybody context, I have worked in a few departments before. But this, I shan't say this one belong to which of my postings lah. But I remember very vividly because my then job, I had a lot of female colleagues. So there was a period of time for about a year plus there was insufficient manpower lah. So some of the younger colleagues like me, like some of the girls, they will stay a bit late to finish work. So I remember this, our boss will, because we used to work in a shop house, so our boss will come down to the first floor, and then before she left, there was this one night, she just tell the girls, say, please don't go home too late. Then if this person XX, right, contact you all to go out for drinks, don't let. Then you're like, huh? Like, because this guy, like like you say, he looks prim, right? He likes to like play jokes on people and stuff, but it never crossed my mind that he will be like this kind lah to warrant warning. So yeah, so my boss say this person right like got how to say got people saying that he will invite girls out like periodically one, so you all be careful. So we didn't think anything about it. So the girls didn't flag anything also. So fast forward to 3-4 years later. Not say suddenly, he finally got the position that he wanted. He became a head of a department. But after fighting so hard to become the head for department, right? Within, I think, 6 to 7 months, he said he resigned.
Oh, okay.
So it's a very weird thing because as in, so besides being like all this, how to say, besides being all this getting warning and stuff, right? It's very obvious that he's very ambitious. You can see all the little things he do, like shadowing the minister when he visit. Like, you know, when the boss give talk, he is always on the side, this kind of thing. I think very obvious that he wants to climb up the ranks. So when he finally got the ranks, right, he actually, he actually left and said, I resign. So I'm like, so I think back 3 years ago, is it the warning came true? But nobody said anything. Even funnier, after he left, I think 1 month or 2 months later, our HR suddenly say, okay, all the departments all the bosses have to give me 1 hour within the next week. We're going to conduct a department-wide or division-wide briefing about anti-sexual harassment policy. So I'm like, wow, okay, this is, So although I didn't get any confirmation, nobody said anything, but I think you put 2 and 2 together, I think something happened lah.
6 months all of a sudden asked, I make a decision to resign. Are you sure?
Yeah. Exciting.
He probably hit on the wrong girl. Like the girl that probably said like, no, I don't accept this sort of. Do you know where is this guy now? By chance?
I don't know. I haven't kept up with him because I'm a guy he won't like, hey, Jin Yong, so long never see. Yeah, no.
When I turn off the camera, right, you tell me the name later. Well, I hope this was a pleasurable episode for you guys. That was our KopiBros news episode for this month.
Get out of here.
Oh, look at the time. The coffee shop is closing. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed the episode, please remember give it a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe. We have episodes that drops every Monday. But in the same time, also, if you're into football, we have the Football Kaki that drops every Wednesday. And also, if you're into fun and interesting game show formats, we have the SG Draft podcast, our big podcast here, the Chit Chatter, that drops every Friday. Now, also, if you're into fun and interesting tournament polls, we have a weekly Instagram tournament that goes up every Monday or Thursday, which is a reoccurring knockout uniquely tied to this week's KopiBros episode. Jin Yong is the one that normally does all of the tournaments. Jin Yong, you have any ideas what tournament you want to do this week?
Funny things you see on MRT. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe most irritating thing on an MRT or something like that lah. Maybe there'll be something easy to go and do. Yeah, so if you're interested in weekly tournament polls, you have weekly tournament poll that goes out every Monday or Thursday. So if you want to go and vote for that, you can head over to our Instagram to go and vote. Now, we hope everyone is having a nice week ahead. Hopefully, it will be full of pleasure. But remember, a kopi a day keeps the trouble away.
Hey, keep in your pants.